signed a memorandum of understanding with the radical Islamic forces in Kenya that he would expand Sharia law in Kenya if the Muslims voted for him. And that came out, it was validated, and Obama still supported Odinga, knowing that Odinga was appealing to the radical Muslims in Kenya. That was okay with Obama. And secondly, Odinga lost in December 2007, just a few months ago, Sean. Obama was in contact with Odinga almost daily from the New Hampshire primary by cell phone, calling Kenya.
How do you know this, Dr. Corsi?
This has been validated. It was validated. The BBC published that. I also validated it in Kenya. In Kenya, I interviewed a great number of politicians, government officials, party members of various different parties in Kenya. Obama was identified with this radical Odinga who supported Islam, signed a memorandum of understanding to expand Islam in Kenya. Obama knew that. That was made public in Kenya. I validated that it's true. And then when Odinga lost the election, December 2007, he started this tribal violence. He said, well, my supporters, we had voter fraud, and the Luo supporters took to the streets, and they killed Kikuyu tribes members. There was also, because of this memorandum of understanding with Islam, there were something like 800 Christian churches destroyed or burned down, and Obama still supported Odinga. Radical Muslims, tribal violence.
And you have evidence of this?
I have evidence. I have emails. Sean, it's the first time anybody knows this. I've got emails from Obama's Senate office to Raila Odinga identifying Mark Lippert, who is one of Obama's top aides, as the contact. Obama says, for our security, we'll just communicate through Mark Lippert. And then the people from Odinga's tribe who now oppose him because of this memorandum of understanding with Islam and the tribal violence, I have probably 25 emails from Raila Odinga, including emails between Odinga and Obama to his Senate office. They were strategizing.
Now wait a minute. A guy that wants to bring Sharia law, this is acceptable to Barack Obama, and he's offering advice, and you're saying you have emails from Barack Obama's Senate office to the Odinga campaign advising him how to win the election. Does he advise deception? Does he advise honesty? What does he say?
There's a whole campaign strategy as to how you organize. There's Obama to Odinga. Gives them documents. Here's how you organize your campaign. Here's how your campaign manager should work. Here's how your campaign finance should work. And then there's this document in Kenya for an Odinga campaign strategy, which says let's whip up the tribal animosity. Let's campaign against the Kikuyu. Let's use this Muslim force to win. And if we lose, let's claim voter fraud and let's cause violence. This document I can now validate is an original document, and the people I interviewed from Odinga's party who have now left that party tell me it was shared with Obama, and Obama knew about this document. Certainly, when the violence occurred, the tribal violence after Odinga lost in December 2007, when Odinga was publicly known in Kenya, that Odinga signed this agreement with the Islam forces, the radicals, Obama continued to support Odinga. It was public knowledge in Kenya, and Obama chose to overlook Odinga's connection with Islam and the tribal violence that Odinga used to gain power.
Well, let me ask you, how do you know the authenticity of these documents and these emails?
I have them in my possession. I have the email.
I guess you can't tell me how you got them, but you have no doubt whatsoever that these came from Senator Barack Obama.
They're 100% certain, because I'm dealing with people who are very close to Odinga, because Odinga signed this agreement with Islam, because he created tribal violence to become prime minister. These people separated from Odinga, these Kenyans, and they took the documents with them, and they gave me copies of the documents.
Now, when are you going to be back in town that we're going to be able to show these documents on TV?
I think we have, just as this is the exclusive first interview, since I basically got out of immigration captivity. I mean,
I heard about that. There's a big article right off that your send-off when you finally got on an airplane from Nairobi in Kenya to London. Some soldier with an automatic weapon who had detained you said, "See you in hell." Is that true?
See you in hell. Never come back to this country. See you in hell. And all through that day when we were detained, Sean, the immigration had told us that we had committed no offense in Kenya. I declared that I was there to do research on my book, that I was an author, and that I had written this book. I declared it on the immigration forms. They told me I'd done nothing wrong, but they did not want me in Kenya to hold a press conference where I talked about Obama and Odinga. So they put me under detention for the entire day, and my publicist, Tim Bueller. We were both together the entire day. We were lied to. Our passports were taken. Our cell phones were taken. And we're held incommunicado.
Why didn't they take these documents that connected Odinga to Obama?
I didn't have the documents in my possession. I had left them back where I was staying, and when everything got packed, I didn't even pack my own things. They had to send, they hired me lawyers. The government actually hired me lawyers through one of the government offices, and they packed my things, and the immigration officials never thought to look through my papers.
And so you got them out of there. When are you going to be back in the States, Jerome?
I got the documents out of Kenya.
All right. So, but do you know when you're getting back to the States?
I'll be back in the States on Saturday. We're flying back on Saturday.
All right. So you're going to be on Hannity and Combs then with your first interview on Monday.
First interview with Hannity and Combs is with you. Just like we did with launching the Abomination. This is all in Chapter 4. I did the first radio interview exclusive with you, Sean. I did the first television with Hannity and Combs. We stayed faithful to that. This is the first radio interview since I got out of Kenya. We'll do the first television with Hannity and Combs.
Now, let me ask you, did you think at any point you might die here? Did you think that you were going to be killed? Did you think that you might be held hostage?
They tried to put us in this detention cell with these, Somalians and others who had illegally tried to get into the country. And I refused to go. I said, if you're going to put me in that detention center and lock me up, you better charge me with some crime. And so the immigration authorities in Kenya backed down. But for a minute, I thought I might not see the United States ever again.
Wow, that's pretty frightening here. Well, listen, Jerome, we appreciate you taking the time to tell us this incredible story. There's more on it at worldnetdaily.com. The headline is from Joe Ferris, "Send off to Corsi, see you in hell." And you can get signed copies of the book. It's a #1 New York Times bestseller, Abomination. When we have you on Hannity and Combs on Monday, we're really looking forward to seeing these documents, and then maybe somebody in the media might ask Barack Obama why he's advising a guy that wants to implement Sharia law in a political campaign. So
I'll bring the documents with me, Sean, and I'll give you copies.
All right, I'll look forward to that. We'll see you on Monday back in New York. Thanks for being with us. Jerome Corsi on the Sean Hannity Show.